We all have a relationship with money. And that relationship, it's complicated. We like money, we need money, but money seems to have all the power. We need it to buy stuff. We need it to do things. Basically, we just need it in general. But here's the thing, no matter how much money we have, it never seems like enough. But there's a way to take back power from money, where it doesn't own us, and we own it.
Last week, we started a conversation about a topic that can sometimes be awkward. We started talking about money and about how it can own you. We said that money can make you have gratitude or it can give you an attitude. And we said that the way money makes us feel overflows into other areas of our life. In that way, money really does own us, even if we don't own it. The feeling of being owned isn't a great one. If you've ever played a sport, you may have felt owned, like someone just totally dominated you. Maybe you found yourself on the receiving end of the phrase, "I owned you." I remember feeling this way one time at summer camp. Every year we'd have an intense sand volleyball tournament. But one year in particular, the competition was super intense, and it all came down to the last game. It was my team against an equally matched team, with the exception of this one guy. This guy could have played for the US Olympic men's volleyball team. I mean, he was a total pro, taller than everyone else, and faster too. He was a monster when it came to sand volleyball, and you did not want to be facing him across the net. The game came down to the final moments. It was all on the line, and of course, this guy and me are facing each other on the opposing sides of the net. My team serves the ball, their team returns from the back line, and the ball whizzes right between the net. This mammoth guy and me, I jump and block, he jumps a half second faster, and whack! Slams and spikes it right in my face. So yeah, I got owned. And the truth is, we've all felt that way about something, where we've been totally owned with no power to fight back. Feeling owned by money is no different. As teenagers, we tend to feel powerless when it comes to money because we don't have jobs or we don't make enough to get the things that we want. Or we feel powerless hearing our parents talk about how much money we don't have. They may say things like, "We can't afford that. I don't know how I'm going to pay for that college. Do you think money grows on trees?" Maybe you thought, if I just had more control of money, I would be okay. The future would seem more certain. We think that because we don't have all the money we want, we're powerless. Yet if we just had more money, we'd be powerful. Others of us feel a sense of shame over our lack of money. We feel embarrassed to invite our friends from school or church to our place because our house and the things inside our house aren't as nice as other people's. Some of us may even feel guilty when our parents spend money on us because we know they're doing it all at their own expense. The problem is, money is powerful, and there is very little we can do about it. It has all the power, and we don't. So we begin to get the idea that if we just had enough, if we just had more, if we just got the certain amount that we've been waiting for, then everything would be okay. This seems like an easy fix. More money would give us the power we want and take away the shame, guilt, or stress we feel. More money seems to be the solution to the emotional roller coaster that a lack of money forces us to ride. But what if money isn't the issue? What if money isn't the problem? And what if the actual issue is the effect money has on us? Maybe we're giving money too much credit. Maybe the issue isn't money itself. Maybe the real issue is feeling owned by money. The truth is, money isn't as powerful as we think it is. That doesn't feel true, but it is. Money is actually neutral. It's a tool. One of the writers in the Bible is a guy named Solomon, who's one of the more famous kings of Israel. And God loved Solomon so much that he allowed Solomon to ask him for anything he wanted. And Solomon asked for something unexpected. He asked God for wisdom. As a result, God gave Solomon incredible insight on how to understand all kinds of things, including money. And because of this, Solomon was not only incredibly wise, but because of his wisdom, Solomon was also a very rich king. In fact, there was no one wealthier at the time than Solomon. And here's what the wisest, richest king had to say about money. The earnings of the godly enhance their lives, but evil people squander their money on sin. According to Solomon, money isn't the problem. It's people who are the problem. He says money in the hands of the godly enhance or enrich their lives, but money in the hands of evil people, people who look at their own interest, who don't care for the world around them, waste their money on sin, and sin always hurts us in the end. See, Solomon understood that godly people see money for what it is, a tool. They give money the place and power it deserves, but when we give money too much power, when we see it as the solution to the problems we have, the escape from our real life, the fix to our families, we give money more power than it deserves, and it ultimately ends up owning us. That means the power is really in our hands, in the people behind the tool. It's not about the amount we have or don't have. It's about how we see it that will make us wise in our handling of it and understanding of money. Remember, Solomon said there was a specific way the godly handled money, and that when they treated it this way, it enhanced their lives. It made their lives better. So what did they do with money that made the lives they live so good? First, godly people believe money is neutral. Those who squander their money believe money is power. Believing money is neutral gives you a peace with money that you won't get if money has too much power. When we see money as power, we will never have enough, and we will always want more. We'll pursue it at all costs no matter how unhealthy it is for us, and eventually this pursuit will consume our thoughts and our actions, driving everything we think or do. No matter what amount of money we think would make us happy, we'll find out over and over again that it will always just be out of reach. But when we see money as neutral, we take what we have and we make it work. We know our happiness and peace isn't dependent on something so out of our control, and our lives are richer because of it. Second, godly people believe they have a responsibility. Those who squander their money believe they have no control. At some point or another, we've all felt this way, like we're at the mercy of money no matter how much or how little we have. We feel like money has us on a leash and we're prisoners to it. You know what I mean? Like when there's a huge sale or everyone around you is getting the latest phone upgrade or the brand of shoes or the haircut and money keeps you from it. In those moments, we feel powerless, like money or the lack of it is controlling our lives. But when we have a mindset that we have a responsibility with money, we understand that money is a tool to do good first. Maybe that good is contributing to some of the things you want, but normally have your parents pay for it. Maybe it's you paying to fill the family car up with gas, when you could probably get by with letting the next person do it. Or chipping in some gas money for friends, or buying lunch for the kid at school who forgot theirs again. Treating money responsibly means looking outside of ourselves for ways to spend it. It means looking for ways to use it as a tool for others and not just for us. And finally, godly people believe God is their master. Those who squander their money believe money is their master. When we have to hold on to money so tightly that we live in fear of losing it, we're making money our master. Jesus talked about it this way. No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you'll be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. Let's repeat that. You cannot serve God and serve money. When we serve money, we tend to hold onto as much of it as possible out of fear. After all, when we're in that mindset, we can never have enough. But when we serve God, we're generous with our money, using it to show others how much we love and care about them. Listen, when it comes to money, Jesus wants you to live in freedom. When you have the right mindset that God owns you and your money, you can live in freedom. And being owned by God isn't a prison sentence. It actually gives us more freedom and paves the way to a better future. And when we start to see money and God as we should, we feel the freedom in knowing money doesn't have all the power. God does. It's freeing to know that no matter what happens in your life, how much or how little money you have, God is ultimately in control. Money can't control you when you view it in the right perspective. In other words, you can own money, but it doesn't have to own you. Like Solomon, we can begin to think about money with the right mindset and allow it to enhance our lives. So, how do you think you see money? Do you think you control it, or does it control you? Do you see it as a way to get power, or something that's neutral and a tool? Do you view it as a way to help others, or just to help yourself? Do you think there's an amount that would make you happy, or do you realize that no amount will ever really fulfill all of your wants? The best way to test your perspective on money is to give some away. A lifestyle of generosity keeps money in the right place in our hearts. Have you ever met an unhappy, generous person? No, because generous people tend to be happy people. Generosity reminds us that God is in control and that money doesn't own us. And so if we want to work on making money an uncontrolling force in our lives, we need to practice some generosity. And that's what I want to challenge you to do this week. Give some money away. Maybe you could buy someone's lunch or make a donation to a church or a charity. If you and your parents have been fighting about money lately, buy your parents a gift card for a date night or give your least favorite teacher her favorite drink out of the vending machine. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is the heart. Even if you only have $1, give it away. Use the money you have from your job, allowance, piggy bank, or coins between the seat cushions of the couch. Instead of buying 3 Starbucks fraps this week, buy 2 and share one with a friend. I know when it comes to money, there can be a lot of pressure. And I know life can throw us for a loop at times and make money seem bigger than it really is. We live in a culture that gives money more power than it deserves, so it makes sense that we tend to think the same way everyone around us does. But we can make a change for the better in our own lives, in the lives of those around us, when we decide to be godly with our money. And when we choose to follow Jesus, we can trust Him with our money. We can choose to say, money doesn't control me. Money is something, but it's not everything. Money is a tool, but money isn't everything in my heart. We don't have to feel owned by money or what culture says. We can stand firm knowing that money is neutral, we have a responsibility, and that God is our master, not money. Whether we have money or lack money, because money isn't powerful. Money is neutral. It's our perspective of money that gives money its power. And when we approach money with a godly perspective, money can be used for a lot of good things in your life and in the lives of others.